Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of Railway Empire 2. Today, we're going to ride along our Iberian rail service passenger train, at least completely from Barcelona to Zaragoza, Burgos, Leon, and Salamanca. And after that, I was consider to work on the next circle, which at some point will have a hotel connection, and let's see how that works out. For now, we have 5 trains waiting, and our passenger train is ready to move on. Our post train is ready to move on, and it's actually the cars. No, it's the same size. Okay, so let's say let's ride along and see where things end up. Well, eventually it ends up in Barcelona, but we're going to enjoy the landscape, which is completely different from what we have seen so far. Including bears. Just a bear, no maiden bear. So all the trains we see up ahead are cargo trains, because this is the very first passenger train we got going. The very first passenger route we got going over here. And while doing that, we're going to collect funding again. Should have done this differently. Going to collect funding again to get to the 20 million, so we can actually expand into the next part. Depending on how long the riding along takes, of course. Hey, I made a mistake here. Not going to change that right now. We'll do that as soon as we hit the next station. But the direction signals are placed wrong. Or better said, we put the direction wrong. Fortunately, we got gridirons, so we also did it on both tracks. So, landscape, and this is what I meant. We got the Pyrenees Mountains to our right, but look at how barren this starts to look. There's a reason where that's a reason that lots of Western movies were filmed in Spain, especially all those European ones. And the reason is this. This landscape. Thinking maybe I should stick to this mistake. At least it's a different way to move on. It's only one spot. Yeah, I think I keep it like that. It makes some interesting rail traffic. Meanwhile, on our left, you can watch how the cargo train is being unloaded, bringing in lots of meat. Well, that's alright. off we go again. Like I said, desolate. Absolutely barren. With the occasional green shimmer in the distance. So, I really wonder if people are going on vacation to areas like these. And most of these Dutch people, um, probably English and, well, let's say British and Germans as well, going to what's called Costa del Sol, which is the Mediterranean part, coast part of Spain, but are people actually visiting cities inland other than Madrid? I'm really curious about that. So if people watching this and actually have been there, let me know in the comments, because I'm really curious about it. I've been driving through a part of Spain a long time ago, and it actually looked like this. Uh, for a Dutch guy used all the water and green, it was looking interesting. It was a good preparation for my vacation area eventually. But I never felt like being able to live there. Not just the temperature, because it was less humid as what I'm used to at similar temperatures, but more, yeah, the lack of green. All that vegetation we're missing. Ah, there it is. I was just about to say I'm missing a train. There it is. We're off. That one is getting surface. So basically what we just did is take a turn inland, and now we're heading back north towards the Pyrenees Mountains. For once again are going to turn south. I wonder how this will be with better trains actually. But that's more because over time there's also the technology to improve how the trains are actually on the tracks. Of course there's its weight, but we're going to get different suspension, I think at some point. Different setups, how the locomotives are built, things like that. So I'm not sure how the trains will do in later eras. It's very likely that it will take that turn at a speed of 70, 80, maybe 90 kilometers an hour instead of the 50 we just did. At least it's not as desolate over here. More like the... Well, I can't say it's more like the higher mountain regions. I mean, we have the palm trees, the grass and the shrubs, but maybe it is a higher altitude. A bit hard to tell. Well, this part actually is, but it's a bit hard to tell from the map. But in an environment like this, I think I can live with that. we're going to get one of the longer tunnels. This is going to be fun. No, it's not one of the longer tunnels. But it's still going to be fun. And there's Burgos to our left. Look at that big cargo train also to our left. See, this is why I like my game. Being able to see that, although you don't see that much right now. Sorry. And that's also a mistake. Graphical glitch. Well, that's whistle blowing. That's not me. If you look at this cargo train in the station, we are entering the station ourselves. Just very lovely. Another cargo train. Is it coming in or? Can't see it actually. No, it's not coming in. Well, maybe that train wasn't even stopping there. Well, either way, we're going to catch up on it anyway. I hope. Could be. We're a lot faster. We're back to the desert landscape again. Including the cactus. No bandits though. Or should I say cacti, because there's more on the left. refill now. Don't do a refill. No, just slowing down because of it. Okay. Ah, this is going to be very nice looking. So, my turn. We barely hear my one. The other ones are much more noise, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. The question is, where's the end of the tunnel? Somebody should answer, yeah, that's where the light is, but then you didn't see it because of the curve and there's light. So, there's the light at the end of the tunnel. It looks like they had a shorter turn. So that's Leon. Yeah, they had a much shorter turn. Going back into the deserts. Kind of like this, with the cargo train being ahead of us, then at some point being caught up due to stops at stations and everything. It overtakes us again, so we can overtake it. It's nice. Kind of gives me the feeling of how it is in reality as well. Only question, is this the same train? I think it's a different one. Lots of grain in it anyway. Well, that would barely spoil in this in this area. Still, there is vegetation, so there is water. And if I built, I already have built a hotel. It's freaking ugly, eh? And there goes, oh, Salamanca's flag.
Not that I don't enjoy myself, but you should increase the reliability of your trains.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's the end of the line for now. So that hotel is where eventually my passenger will transfer from this route to the other one. At least that's the plan. Hence why it's immediately stopping at Valdez again. Because that's where the passengers need to transfer. Kind of makes it hard with thing I usually do, because usually I will transfer in cities, so we'll have to see how things are going. Actually see if we have more than 29 passengers popping in. No. Okay. We're going to do a refill soon. There's the other one. First passenger, actually the second passenger train. And my guess is that it won't be long before we see the mail train popping up as well. Probably already in the far distance. Takes quite some time to resupply the train tracks. There we go. Let's see what we got here. The mail train with one mail car. Well, the cities need to grow, so eventually I'm going to transport more. As this, at least this time, we're able to watch the desolate landscape from the other angle and seeing some things we probably didn't see before, like vegetational color, the way it's built up. It's very well done. The mapping is very well done, that's very certain. I don't know how realistic it is. I can't judge that, but in general it's very nicely done. Sorry for the long silences, people. I'm simply enjoying this. Look at those carriers over there, driving, then turning around. So the road ends there. Or 167. Not bad. And passenger train. Quite nice actually to see it in the tunnel for a change. Because now we also notice that the headlights are on. So we should see the mail train popping up at some point as well. This time it's also easy to see the light at the end of the tunnel, including how everything goes. There it is. Look at that. Nice. It's even see the diversion of the light over here. Next turn I'm going to swing the camera around. I think we do have a little one coming up, so we can see our train from front. If I'm not mistaken, the lights are off right now. Somehow riding in this direction feels more nice to me. Probably because we're heading towards more lush lands. Whoa! Nice! 120,000 population. Nice. So that's the largest city on the map. Which really means I should play on smaller maps because I have to concentrate on the cities a lot more. should have been built like this. But then the train would have gone up and down a lot more, which actually reduces its average speed. This is not always the best looking solution. So, like I said, the next tunnel, that one's coming up. Going to have a look. Going to turn around already. Going to have a look at our headlights. Of course we don't get a tunnel. Ah, man. Such a shame. Highest point of our route. I think I should actually report the train to stay far right of the track 5. Look, there it is. And off again. Yeah, nice. Devil is in the details. Well, this part of the details is done very nicely. I also think that from now on things are speeding up on the track. Although we still have some mountainous areas to go. some maintenance. General, most of the speed will be in the 60s now. Even extending to maximum if there's option for it. I think it's slowly climbing, hence why it remains at 69. Which is fine by me. This is the one where we have to do that very long turn. We eventually end up over there. And up here it stays on the far right track. Or it may switch here. No, it doesn't. So after this should be Zaragoza. Or Zaragoza, as most people probably call it. Spanish is a complicated language. Images you can get in this game from Spain is wonderful. So surfacing, then after that, then with a turn past there, I think, heading back. This is no, we already had Burgos. Bang, 11 million. Nice. Only 3 million in extra revenue increase. But my expenses dropped a lot. Maintenance actually costing more, maintenance post the same, fuel costing more, miscellaneous 2.6 compared to 12, so that's where my profit comes from. More track, more locomotives, building, no factories, rural business. What's my income on production? It's a loss. That'll improve. And that has improved as well. $30K. Well, I'm almost 10 times. 304 stations. 62, that's 5 times. 26, 9. 36, 33. Yeah, most of my money comes from the rural business. Factories are still... it's not really a big problem. What I'm going to do is this.
Are you trying to buy up my stock?
I'm not trying. I'm doing it. 45% with 6 more percent, then she's absolutely gone. Well, basically she already is, but this where I bought, no, something 808, 750. I dropped 50 million worth. Whoa, what the heck? Then I had another drop and then it went up again. Up to the 817 we are at now. And the route length remained the same in that period. So maybe that's it. It needed to balance out. Because from this point Yeah, but we got more lines. That one dropped. That remained the same. Improved a bit. Improved a lot. Yeah, well, I guess things like these happen. There's the other train. Lucas is going in fast. Or 67. 187 passengers. Well, I just spent all the money I was planning to use in the next episode for structures, though. Let's see how I solve that one. Hey, I was actually expecting it to multiply, but it didn't. Two cargo trains leaving, both empty. Very big passenger train arriving. Let's watch that light again because I liked it so much. You can actually see it on the tracks. of Barcelona, the last or first stop of this journey. Also the part where we're driving on the wrong tracks. But like I said, I'll keep it like this. Because it would likely mess up a lot of stuff if I change it. And I do know why I have a loss in industry. It's simply because I'm already owning industries which aren't of much use yet because the goods aren't in demand in the cities. So over time things will improve. The industry part I'm going to make a profit on. We also have snow here. A little bit. There. There. Now in Spain, while we're able to look at the Mediterranean. Well, I guess climate change was a thing in 1846. I don't think they used to have that much snow in that years. Or maybe they did. Should you check records for that, instead of just babbling along. We're almost there. Speed up. Or are we going up again? Slowed down because of the refueling station. And we're in Barcelona. So next trip it will probably resupply then. Now the train is having its express status. So that's a good thing because that also means 5% revenue increase. So let's see what this one is doing. If this is also getting the express status. With that much mail, probably should. That's train number 1, resupplying. This one will do the same thing when it's returning. And this one too has express status. Although I don't know if that means I'm getting the 5% bonus on mail. I mean, we're getting the mail card and the caboose already. Which both give me a boost. 25% and efficiency of 10%. So caboose giving a boost on personnel. So that means maintenance requirement is dropped, speed is increased, and 10% better quality. So all in all, yeah, that's an increase. Barcelona, new production, milk. The reason for that is I'm already importing milk here. Still need cloth. So milk and vegetables are already brought in. Cheese not yet. 50k, so not yet. But that's going well. I could have chosen to do wooden planks, but I'm going to do those in Perpignan. Because that way, especially with the train station and this being nearby,
Aren't you surprised? Nobody bid on it?
these are the things what I meant about.
Aren't you surprised? Nobody bid on it?
This is what I meant, the 6.4, etc. All trains visiting Perpignan or cargo trains should bring in I should add 2 stops. That one, and that one. So first I'm going to pick up logs, drop them off over here, get the planks, drop them off over there. Done. Confirm. That's a lot of sugar. Same thing as I did before, picking up the resource and turning it into a finished product. Lots of cities have grown. I need to check for cloth there and there. Should I put? No, I don't know. It's a hunch. Clay can be done in Zaragoza, but I don't have coal. Got clay and coal over there, but that's way too far away. This is I suggest. I think we can reach Bilbao and Bayonne. Okay. Okay, so that's possible. That means I can actually send a cargo train this way eventually. So this is going to be a merging station. We have our passenger transfer here. That also means that from Bilbao on, train is skipping Burgos and Leon. So I have to keep an eye on that when I set up the route. Bold all regions. Right, so next episode we're going to have some fun times because I will have to zigzag through some parts. Mendes, Guzman Quarry, Mendoza Ranch, but the thing is, buildable area is very small here. Porto, then Ibanez and Ortiz, Morales with a turn past Esque, Peña through here, Andres La Coruña. And I might later set up a route for the passengers only going that way. Merge with everything here and Coruña and then this. I have to follow. That's one option. The other option is simply go this way, ignore that and only connect that to my passenger train. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. Next episode though. First we need to get money again. So for now, thanks for watching. I do hope everybody has been enjoying it. I did. It was nice to see the difference in the countryside, the desolate part we have here, somewhat more lush areas in between. And we're going to get some very dark looking stuff here before we eventually head back north into France to conclude one of our goals, which is locking Our Lady in. A task list. Yeah, this is a problem. Because I need to produce beer in an area where there's already 2 cities producing beer. I'm gonna manage. Also, we had over 100,000 people in Vienna. So that's going very well. Let's see how things are going. Grain 20%, milk 30. Not everything is going well yet. But a lot of things are actually going fine. Next week I'm going to concentrate on this area. Later I will start to optimize everything, but first my main goal, locking the lady in and taking her out. So, sub-goal, Portugal and northern Spain for the next episode. For now, thanks for watching, and like I said, I hope you've been enjoying it, because I did. The views were nice. Seeing that 120,000 citizen message was nice. So, quite enjoyable for me. Have a good week, everybody, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.